Thing that motivates us. It's all about contributing to our well-being, to our wellness in life. And my opinion is that if we live a life with purpose, we're already halfway there.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Wednesdays with Wallis. Got a hat on today. She's wearing a hat. She had a haircut, super short, but she's wearing her fantastic hat today. It's called a Stromberg, and there's a whole history behind that hat, but that's fashion. I'm not going to give you all that news. But welcome to Wednesdays with Wallis. I'm your host, Wallis Patterson, and we've been changing the format around a little bit in conjunction with what I'm calling my hustle. So my hustle is about creating content, putting things online, publishing online, doing all those sorts of things. That's my hustle. What's yours? So let's have a little chat about that. And the title of today's show is The Side Hustle Pyramid. Now, the reason I'm saying this and the reason I'm talking about this pyramid, so imagine a pyramid, little one, don't have to take in the whole arm, or if you want to, but imagine a pyramid drawn out that's got, the pyramid shape, piece at the bottom, another piece, and the top piece. What does all that represent? That represents the side hustle pyramid. Now, the reason I'm saying it in this way and putting it to you in this way is that I'm wanting to point out to you and very clearly say that this pyramid, this side hustle pyramid, is about where you begin, the next level up, we'll say, so you up level to the next area and then to the very top. So we're not giving it loads and loads of levels. We're just saying that for this exercise, where you begin is maybe no money, no skills, you don't have anything that you think that is of value to anybody. You just simply want to create some more dollars and you want to begin, and you don't have any money to do that, but you have some time. So it's either time and no money, or you have some money and maybe not much time, and then you initiate and you get a whole lot of other people to do things for you. But for this exercise, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you being able to begin a side hustle without any money and no particular skills. What would that be? What would that look like? Okay, so let's look at that area first. And let's say that you could begin something. You don't need any skills for this and you don't need any money, but you could begin by selling, pardon me, some things around you. What have you got to sell? You might have camera equipment. You might have, an abundance of electrical goods. You might have recently got married and have a whole bunch of things that you got two of. And, you think, we don't need two toasters, we don't need two kettles, we don't need, two. Or you may have been hoarding for a while. Don't mean to call you a hoarder, but you may have been hoarding for a while and have, a quantity of things. I knew a lady many, many years ago who couldn't resist buying lots of things, and she was always doubling up and buying things. She just couldn't resist it, and she finished up with a whole room of electrical appliances, bed sheeting and coverings and linen and gadgets and you name it. A lot of people hoard, so to speak. So it just simply means that you've collected a whole lot of things that are superfluous to your needs. You don't need them. So You don't need any particular skills. You can sell that. You could sell that on a marketplace. You could sell it on eBay. You could sell it. You could have a sale thing at your house. You could sell things. So you could create a side hustle for yourself in selling things. And you don't need money and you don't need anything to do that. You may live in an area of the world. I live in Australia. This is not totally applicable to us in some ways because of the size of our blocks of land and where we live for the most part and that sort of thing. But there would be maybe some inner city specific areas. But like, for instance, if you live in the UK, in the United Kingdom, you may live near a train station and you've got a driveway to your house. You could rent that out. You could rent that out to someone for the day to park in when they go to work. So do you need any particular skills for that? No, it's a bit of land. You already have it. Put your car somewhere else and rent the space out to somebody who needs it, or if you've got a garage area or whatever, stick your car in the garage, clean that out, stick your car in the garage and rent out the space in front of it for someone to park for the day while they go into the city for work. Now, that's one way to make some money, and you don't have to have any particular skills and you don't have to have any money. You already have it. You have that. You might currently be doing some things and putting yourself up on Facebook and posting on Facebook and posting on Instagram, and you might be doing a little bit on TikTok. You might be doing those sort of things where there are people who don't know how to do that and or don't have the time. So you could be doing those things for people. You could put yourself out there. You might think that that's a skill. It's not something you're already doing. It's something that you're, participating in presently. So you could do that for somebody. You could do those types of things. You could put yourself out there to post social media content for people and build a nice little business doing that for yourself. Do you need skills? No, because you're already doing it. And does it take money? No, you're already doing it. Okay, get your thinking cap on. Think about what other types of things. And there's a whole bunch of things in the techie area that you might already be doing. You might be, creating content. You might be writing up things for yourself to put out there. Well, other people could benefit by that if you put yourself out there, to help them and get yourself some clients. And the whole point of this is that if you get a few clients, you can build a nice little portfolio and then, you become an expert or a specialist at that. And that really is only about you putting yourself out there and getting some clients and then them giving you some reviews. You could, if you're good at writing, you could put some things up on Amazon. You could write some ebooks and put some books out on. If you've already been doing a bit of selling, you could put some books out on how I sold all my camera equipment in 24 hours, how I how I teach people the piano. There are things that you already have and you're not adding to anything. You're just simply using what you already have. That takes no money and no particular skills because you already are utilising those particular things. Okay, that's the first level of the pyramid. Now, the second level of the pyramid is a little bit similar. Doesn't take any money, and you may have to look at honing your skills a little. So you don't necessarily have to use new skills or learn new skills, just hone the ones that you have. Just do a little bit of betterment for yourself. Do some things that will help you be better at that. You might already, as I said, on the first level, you might be posting some things already, but you might think, well, I'd like to help people like that, but I'd like to do a little bit better. Plenty of YouTube videos, plenty of places that you can go to teach yourself how to be a little bit better at something. And in fact, someone sent me a very interesting website or YouTube video recently, and it was a man who'd built a 7-figure income teaching piano online. Can you play the piano? Well, he could and he can, and he decided that he'd teach it, and he teaches it online, and he's built a 7-figure income out of it. Whatever you can perceive or conceive, you can do it, because you have a following out there in the world of the internet that the hundreds of millions, billions of people, we've got 8 billion of them around the world, are interested in what you're doing. I saw a thing one time on a woman who ran a property or a farm in England, and she had horses. She was mad on horses, mad on rearing horses, feeding horses, raising horses, and she was putting a whole business online on teaching people how to raise horses. That could be, people might put up things on, how to raise miniature ponies, or you can, if you think about it seriously, it's being done, or it can be done. And quite frankly, you're better off doing it in an area where there's already people doing it, because it shows that there's a need. I was explaining this to someone this morning about, don't look, and I did for years, look for things to do that nobody else was doing. I wanted to, be the only one. I wanted to be the first. I wanted to be, like if I had something nobody else had, well then, I could cash in big time. That's not necessarily true. And in fact, most times it isn't true, because the amount of work that you have to put in, and the amount of resources that you need, and the amount of money that you need to find your marketplace and convince people that what you have is a damn good idea, is a lot of effort, a lot of time, and usually a lot of money, and most of us don't have that. So stick to areas where people are already earning money out of, and find your following and find your niche in that area. And that may well be through a new and different way that you present it or do it. It might be some particular tweak that you've made to that particular thing that will make it easier for people. Like you see all the time posted on YouTube and all these areas, 5 ways to do whatever, how I earned 10 million in 10 minutes, all this sort of thing. You see this all the time, people sharing how they did something and they did it a bit differently or a bit more quickly, or they earned an extraordinary amount of money out of doing that. And there is an extraordinary amount of money to be earned. Now, it may well be that you're not so particularly interested in earning big amounts of money. Why not? But you might be just wanting to have an extra $100 or $200 a week or a month, and that's incredibly doable. So there's plenty of opportunities for you to do those sorts of things. If you rented out your driveway, I mean, you may want to invest a little bit of money. Like I heard a story recently about someone who liked the whole idea of, camera equipment and those sort of things. So they bought some nice, decent camera equipment and they rented out. and they've, factored into that not everybody's going to treat their things as good as they do, but, they're making some really good money by renting out camera equipment. Now, go figure, camera equipment, rent that out. So there's lots of things, look around and see what, is needed and what people need, what people are using, what they've got. There's all sorts of things. I think about all the, it's never ending, isn't it? Think about all the cooking shows, all the, how many ways. I had a friend many years ago who, when she first started public speaking and first started doing things, she wrote a book, 101 Ways to Make Sourdough Bread. That was when, nobody was making sourdough bread. And, she put a book out on it and it was, a huge hit, 101 Ways to Make Sourdough Bread. So 5 ways to make, your scones rise bigger than, Ben-Hur. I'm coming up with these things and some of them might seem a little trite and silly, but I'm just simply poking at you saying, don't discard any idea. Okay, so the next area of the pyramid is the top. Now, the top of the pyramid still doesn't require that you need money, but it may require some skills. So an example of that is the sorts of things that I'm doing. The sorts of things that I'm doing, creating content, publishing books online, getting them organised to put up on Amazon and then into Audible, all around the silver economy and earning money. Those types of things, putting up a website, getting known, some of that takes money, some of it doesn't. Like, one of the things that you can do is promote yourself onto other people's podcasts. And so you become known and then promote that area of what it is you're doing. Now, these sorts of things are a little bit more slow than the bottom ones where, you can earn a few dollars rather quickly. But these sorts of things might reap more dollars and give you a bigger income, but they'll also take a little bit more time to learn and to do. Like, I started off probably about 18 months ago or so. I started off learning about affiliate marketing. Pardon me. I was very, very keen on understanding about this term, the modern wealthy. Where do people currently earn money? I was looking at this whole idea of the modern wealthy. These, apart from tech startups and things like that, but where is all of the money being earned, and it's on the internet. So let's settle for the fact that it's on the internet and it's being earned on the internet. So whereabouts on the internet was it being earned? What were people doing? And what was it costing? And what was the sort of outlay for that? Because I'm interested in that, because I'm interested in passing on to you that type of information. So I went in search of the modern wealthy. Where was that money coming from and how were people earning it? And I found one of the really big areas of income, one of the big areas of earning money, was in this whole area of affiliate marketing. And that made a lot of sense to me because, one, you didn't need the money. You didn't need to go and rent a premises. You didn't need to find yourself a product or whatever and put it in a warehouse. You didn't need to employ a whole lot of stuff. You didn't need to go down all that road. You could simply just link up with someone else who had all that, and you could find clever and interesting ways to market that particular product or that particular service for that person. And they would give you a share of what they were selling, and a pretty good share. Now, that made sense to me, and I thought, that's a good gig. I like that. So how does that work? How do you do that sort of thing? Well, I think the first thing to do is figure out what things that interest you. I mean, I'm currently little bit of shameless self-promotion here, but I've just developed a new website for myself, wallacepatterson.com, and I'm linking that across to boldnotold.com.au. And Bold Not Old is just, I'm creating a very inexpensive membership on there, and part of that membership, which is only $9.97 US a month, which is a no-brainer, it's nothing, it's about $15 Australian, you'll go in there, you'll join that, and you'll be able to download loads and loads of different things. You'll have access to really fantastic products and people and services. You'll have access to content I put out on earning money and where to earn it and how to earn it and whether you need money to earn it or not. All those sorts of things will be available as a resource. So Bold Not Old has become more about a resource for you, a resource to help you navigate your way through change, earning additional income, redefining retirement, and doing those sorts of things. So as we go along now, and I'm just looking at what affiliate links will be good in there, and also, in the wallacepatterson.com area. So, and producing my own content. So I like producing content. My hustle is what I'm doing, being entrepreneurial, being a resource, providing things for people, and providing, content and good links and ideas for people to make positive and effective changes in their life. And I don't mean just positive, I mean effective. I want people to have effective change in their life. So what does effective mean? Well, it simply means that it works. It's effective. It works. I don't want to be giving you things and it's just a lot of hype and a lot of hoo-ha and it's a lot of, feel good. But what do you do with it when you've got it? So I'm really busily working on making sure that what I give you are practical things that you can use. And so for, as I said, $9.97, $10 US a month, you can access all of that. And some other quite interesting things as well. Like I've put my Soul Wisdom Oracle cards up. They're going to be in there. And there's a downloadable ebook for the Oracle cards. There's 44 videos in there of readings on the cards. There's a whole bunch of really, really good stuff, and I'm going to add and add and add to all of that. And hopefully you'll think that that's a no-brainer to be a member of Bold Not Old and have access to all that content. I'm doing all the work finding it. I'm doing the work putting it out. You're just spending $10 a month to have access to it. That's what I want. I want to be very resourceful, very innovative, and provide for you effective things that you can use in your life to better yourself, to earn money, to move on, to make the changes you'd like to change, and to have a fabulous life for yourself. Because as you all know, and I don't have to keep telling you, I'm all about fabulous. I think that everybody should aim for fabulous and have an amazing life for yourself. Now, I've probably chatted on enough. The top of that pyramid means you're going to have to learn some more skills. Like me, I've decided on doing what I'm doing. How am I doing it? Well, I needed to put in a few dollars myself. I didn't have to. I could do a whole lot of freebies, but I decided to spend a bit of money as well. And in fact, I've spent quite a bit of money, doing courses, learning things, aligning myself with other people. That's going to be of great benefit to you, but that's part of my hustle. That's what I do. But we're going to talk more about that as time goes on and in the subsequent episodes of Wednesdays with Wallis, which is all about you making your life better, having a fabulous life and being amazing. Now, if you like the sorts of things we're talking about, the sorts of things it's said, I will be letting you know when the Bold Not Old website is actually launched, and there's enough in there. There's a bit in there, but enough for you to go in and feel that it's really worthwhile. And so I'll be talking about that over this next, coming weeks, and what's happening there and what's going on. And in the meantime, in between time, click on the link below, subscribe to our channel, and we will be, as we go along, I'm now thinking about adding some guests to the show, and along the way a bit we'll do that. And go onto the website and have a look, because I've been appearing on other people's podcasts as well, and that's been quite interesting and informative. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week on Wednesdays with Wallis, and I sure as hell look forward to it, and I want you to have an amazing day, an amazing week, and an amazing and fabulous life. Will you do that for me? Thanks for listening. Bye for now.